So you've run out of battery, totally flat, dead as a dodo. Can't even get it to creep forward. What happens now? I'm Dave, welcome to Dave Takes It On. So what do? Well, surprise, surprise, you may already be covered free of charge to get someone to come out to you and give you a free charge when you grind to a halt with zero charge. Let's see how. Well, first, please don't ever get here. Your EV has a range meter and it shows you how far it thinks you can go. It is not accurate, but you should use it as a guide. It's pretty good. Use it. Second, the manual or handbook or vehicle guidance usually states something like, charge your car when it gets down to 20%. Go with that, even if you have an LFP battery. Now that guidance states that it is better able to take a deep discharge than an NMC, but it still suffers if you do. Try to never go below 10% and running out will not be a problem. And in an average EV, 10% is around 20 miles. So if the charger you reach is out of order, you've got plenty of range left to get to another one which will be working. So if your strategy for charging is to get to the last possible charger with the least possible range, then that is a stupid strategy. Please don't do this. But you've run out anyway. Zero state of charge. So what happens now? Well, your first port of call might be your EV warranty. You'll have a warranty with your new EV, and some will have advice or even an option as to what happens. Don't rely on this because most will refuse to cover the cost of recovering the vehicle because you've chosen to ignore the warranty advice and ignore your in-car displays and allowed your battery to reach zero state of charge. But it's always worth checking. Now next, your best mate or your partner. Well, you need to understand that if you were still driving a petrol or diesel car, you could ring your best mate or partner and they could come out with a plastic can full of fuel to get you going again. As you're driving an EV, you can't. Now that's not to say there's nothing out there that is the equivalent. There are. There are portable battery packs that can do exactly that in an emergency. But 99.99% of the UK population does not have one. Some of these offer a direct connection to charge your EV. Others act as a mains power supply, so you plug your mains charger that came with your car into it and charge your car. If you fear you may be running out on a regular basis, I would get one. Keep it charged up and don't give it to your mate or partner, but keep it in the boot, ready for next time. But also realise that even if you have one of these and plug it in, it will not be as quick as pouring fuel into your tank. It is likely to take a good 30 to 60 minutes to get you enough charge to be able to set off, and even then your destination will likely be the nearest EV public charger. These are for emergency only. Nor can you normally tow an EV. I won't go technical here, check your vehicle handbook. Mine states my Tesla Model S cannot be towed with four wheels on the road and must be towed on a flatbed vehicle. You can do massive damage if you tow your EV with all four wheels on the road. It will certainly invalidate any warranty. Now some people state that's because it doesn't have a neutral gear, but my Model S does have a true neutral and it says I still can't tow it with four wheels on the road. Please don't try this. And that means you only have one option if you're going to ignore Matt Watson from CarWow. Well, in one of his videos, he ran an EV to empty, deliberately in one of his amusing videos. And luckily, he managed to stop outside a private house. He knocked on the door and asked if he could plug it in using the mains charger that came with the car. Well, I'm pretty sure it was already set up because they said yeah, and even helped him to push the EV into their drive. Now, the only real option is to summon professional help, and for the majority of drivers in the UK, that means a breakdown service. So, do they cover EVs? Well, in fact, they not only cover EVs, but they actively market that they cover EVs, and they have a separate policy to cover them, because they're different. Well, let's start with the RAC. They actively market the EV package and state that they have expert engineers specifically trained in EVs, so they might be able to get you going quicker. Yeah, they probably can't. Next, they offer a boost charge. Now, unlike some companies, their vans have small diesel generators on board, no bulky batteries, and they can fire that up to charge your EV. They state this might be particularly important if you break down and pull into, say, a London red zone and you need to get moving really quickly. But hold on. Their generators, they state, are rated at 5 kilowatts. That means you'll get about 10 to 15 miles of range added per hour plugged in. So to get you out of the red zone, it might take 15, 20, 25 minutes or more. It would probably be quicker to remove your EV with a low loadout or other method. But if you're not in a critical location, they could add 10-mile range in probably under an hour and have you back on your way. Well, straight to the next nearest EV public charger, of course. Failing that, they will tow you. Hold on, I know they can't tow you with 4 wheels on the road, and they know that as well. So why would they prefer to tow you? Well, if they're charging you, they lose the use of that van for the 30 to 60 minutes, which they would take if they fire up the generator and charge you at the roadside. See, EVs are funny things as well. They might go down to 0 miles and then keep driving for a few more miles, but they're likely to need charging for a little while before they get back up to 0 miles. And even then, your EV might still be in limp mode, restricting driving speeds to a crawl. Some might need to reach 10 or 20 miles, maybe more, before they actively switch out of limp mode and allow you to drive normally. That might take quite a while, and that's why they carry the latest gadgets in the back of their vans. These allow them to tow you, get all 4 of your wheels off the ground safely. So with the REC, you're likely to get towed to the nearest charger. Quite what happens if that charger is out of order, I can't find in writing on their website, but I assume that you would be within your rights to demand they take you to the next working charger. But be aware that that might also be a 7 kilowatt charger, and you might also need an hour here to get you enough charge to get you to a rapid or ultra rapid charger. See why I said please don't do this? Run out of charge, that is. Well, the AA also claims to be the biggest breakdown service, and they also have a specific EV cover package. And their cover is even simpler. They will tow you to the nearest EV charging point or home, whichever is nearest. That's it. Once again, they do not state that the tow will be on a flatbed loader, but you must specify that your EV cannot be towed any other way. It can't be towed with all 4 wheels on the road. Well, this is a simpler service and probably also the quickest. They will all take a set amount of time to reach you, but once there, it is likely to be quicker to tow you than to charge at the roadside. Well, green flag seems to be simple as well. No options, just we will get you to your nearest charging point. They claim to be the fastest to arrive. Well, they all do. The most popular with members, they all do. And they have a number of other advantages, but for EV owners, the message is clear. We'll just get you to a charger. Now, I recently came across ZPN Energy, which offer a new service that is probably the ideal option for some. Certainly for speed to get you back on the road motoring. For now, it's restricted to London within the M25 and is not yet operational. That's scheduled for the end of March. But what they offer is a 50 kilowatt rapid charger on wheels. Now, if we ignore the time it takes any of these breakdown services to get out to you, where you have ground to a halt, and these should, in an ideal world, be similar and quick, then the time required to get you back on the road is governed by what happens next. With the REC, where some of the vans can charge you where you are, it is the time taken to trickle charge your car with just enough state of charge to get you to the nearest charger. Then you have to add on the time taken to charge you to a higher state of charge to be able to get you to your destination. That could be well over an hour to get you moving, and probably another hour at the charger once you get there to get enough state of charge. Or if you're not using the REC or the van is not suitably equipped, then it'll be the time taken to load you onto a low loader and drive to the nearest charger. Then spend possibly another hour if that charger happens to be a fast 7 or 11 kilowatt charger. But whichever option you choose, once you have a membership with them, these are free to use when needed. Some are limited in the number of call-outs, but they're all free to use while you have them. ZPN is launching a fleet of vans, each with a battery pack and a 50 kilowatt rapid charger on board, and charge a fee for each call-out. No memberships. When they arrive, you have a straightforward choice. Well, first you can take a boost charge. Now 50 kilowatts, this is likely to take only a few minutes to get you a decent state of charge. This is by far the cheapest option. The dear option, but the best if you're in a hurry and speed is more important than price, is to get a full 50 kilowatt hour charge at 50 kilowatts there and then. No towing you to a nearby charger, no stopping plugging in again almost immediately. Just let them fill you up and go. It's not cheap, so will anyone use this? I suspect yes, they will. See, I remember Harrods and their fleet of brightly coloured Lamborghinis that they used to park outside on double yellow lines for publicity, and they were regularly towed away. Now, I don't know if it's true, but I heard that the cost of parking them in central London was actually dearer than having them towed away and paying the fine and the storage fees at the end of the day. Now, for some people, speed is the key, and they will make use of this service. I'm sure these vans will be busy. How about use them as a mobile charger? Let's say you're a rep on the road or a mobile plumber and you don't care about the price. All you need to do is book the van to meet you at your next customer's premises, and you have them charge your battery while you are in there selling them something or plumbing. Every time you come out of that call, you've got a full battery. No need to ever stop and charge. Now that's real speed at a price. But what if you don't have breakdown cover that includes getting you to a charger and you're outside London for this mobile charge? Well, there is a surprise in that many insurance policies for EV cars do actually already contain a get you back on the road cover. Either charge you on the spot or tow you to a charger. A quick check reveals Aviva does this, as does Admiral. Both will get you back on the road within the price of your policy. Now, this is not a comprehensive list of insurance policies, so check with your current provider. And particularly if your cover's due for renewal soon, then compare what's on offer. You see, if the quotes are similar in price, then this clause could be worth a lot to you if you tend to run out of charge more often. Anyway, it could also mean you do not need breakdown cover at all. You see, if your EV breaks down under the manufacturer's warranty, they all include a get your car back to the garage policy free of charge. They do that free. And if your insurance offers you a free get you back on the road after your battery runs flat, then the need for breakdown cover may diminish or even disappear for some. Now, please do not take this as my advice to cancel your REC membership. Just look at what else is already available to you free of charge with the car or free with your insurance before diving in and paying for what could be duplicate cover. Please don't do it. Please don't let your battery get down to zero state of charge. It is a silly thing to do, and it's not kind on your battery, even if you can get back on the road fairly quickly. Treat it with some respect and try not to be one of those people sat on the side of the road waiting an hour or more for someone to come and get you out of the mess you got yourself into. Well, thanks very much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please click the like button. And if you would, please subscribe. It makes such a difference to us as a new channel. If you click the bell icon, the notification, you'll be notified the next time we launch a video. And a massive, massive, massive thank you, last but not least, to our Patreon members. This side of the business is growing dramatically. We've had our most successful month ever, and thank you so much for your support for the channel. I'm Dave.